What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rants Red Talk, where we discuss all the topics you send through to me on Twitter. And also in your comment section, yeah, send me your total football questions. Send me your questions for total football. I know you lot wanting total football back. I'm going to try and give you more content. Also, I'm going to be doing some FIFA Ultimate Team and Football Manager content. I'm going to buy FM after this, going down the road to grab 2 fruit and veg and that, and I'm going to grab FM as well. A lot of you lot want to see the Football Manager thing. So yeah, man, we're going to keep you lot entertained. The United Stand will still be uploading as usual. Me, Mark and Flex opened a new studio the other day. I'm sure you saw the pictures on social media, and we've got a show coming out together in the coming days. I don't know when Mark scheduled it for, but it'll be with you soon. So we're going to be linking up to still bring you content, and we've got some surprise things in store for you as well. So the content's going to keep coming. But yo, let's get into this one. At Man Like Memphis 1. Do you think Memphis would have had a Fred-esque revival if he were given a run of games? And can Williams ever cut it as a left back despite no top team using inverted right-footed left backs in the modern game? Inverted, apart from Philip Lahm, I can't remember in the modern game. Obviously Dennis Irwin, but apart from Philip Lahm, I cannot remember. And Philip Lahm was an impeccable footballer. You saw the fact that he moved into playing defensive midfield, his football IQ and everything second to none. I don't think that Williams has that yet. I don't know if he'll ever have it. From my experience of seeing the kind of players, Williams looks like a hard-working, committed, aggressive footballer, innit? In terms of IQ and movement and decision making, he doesn't have that yet. I would probably go on a whim and say that I don't think he'll ever be that kind of player. I think he's just going to be your aggressive, typical British Bulldog kind of player, innit? I don't know. I think that eventually he'll move to right back. I do. I just think that when you've got Wan-Bissaka in front of you, you're screwed. I don't think long term he'll be at Manchester United. And if he is, I think he'll be at Manchester United as a backup right back. I don't think that, yeah, I don't know. It's hard because Dalot actually is a decent left back, and he played there for Porto, but I think that Dalot's technically way better than Williams. He just can't stay fit, so it's a hard one. But if I was going to be honest, I don't think that long term left back is his position, and I think if he left Manchester United, it would probably be a right back somewhere else. I just think that he's playing left back because we got Wan-Bissaka there. If Wan-Bissaka wasn't there, I think he'd be playing right back. Let me know what you think about Williams. And that's no disrespect to Williams. I do like him. I think he's a good player. But as I always keep stressing on the Flex and Rant show, I hold Manchester United to the level that Manchester United should be held. I don't compare Williams to Ashley Young. You know what I mean? I'll compare him to Patrice Evra. Or I'll compare him to, say, Gary Neville or whatever. You have to do those things. I think people are too busy to compare man to dead ballers and then say, all right, cool, yeah, he's you know what I mean, he's there. He's not there yet. Do you know what I mean? Defensively, he's still got a lot to work on. Going forward, the effort's there, but the end product's not really there, if we're honest. How many assists does he have? He's got that one goal that he scored, but other than that, he's not really. It looks more effective than Luke Shaw going forward, but in reality, on paper, it probably isn't. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to see the stats on that, but I don't know how many assists Williams has got. He's probably got the same amount as Luke Shaw. It just looks better because he runs more and he's more direct, but actually the end product's no better. So I still think that we need a left back. And as for Memphis, I think that Memphis was the right person at the wrong time and under the wrong manager. As much as I think LVG was the best coach that we've had at Manchester United, post Ferguson, and Rooney even said that LVG is the best coach he's had, period, in terms of pure coach. Sir Alex Ferguson was a man manager. The coaching was done by other people like your Carlos Queiroz, etc. And Rooney said that LVG was the most meticulous, the best coach that he's ever had. But LVG's personality didn't mesh with Memphis's. LVG doesn't really like big personalities like that, innit? And Memphis is very flamboyant, which I like. But also he's got a good work ethic. When you see Memphis, he's always training, he's always doing extra work. There was rumours that LVG told him to stop doing extra work, which was confirmed by him. And I just think that it was the it was the wrong time. It was the right place, wrong time for Memphis. And also now Memphis is playing a bit more centrally. He's taking a lot of responsibility for the Dutch team. He's scoring goals, and I think he's a brilliant player. I just think that he was very unlucky with the system, the coach. It just didn't work out for him. But I don't doubt his abilities, man. And I think that in this current Manchester United team, with Martial, Rashford, these men playing the way they are, Mason Greenwood, with Bruno behind him, I think that Memphis would be doing all sorts of bits. Let me know what you think about those guys. The next one, and that's _488. Prime Yaya Toure or Paul Pogba? Okay, so I'm going to answer this question, in two phases, because I said on Twitter, I do not like when people say XYZ is better than XYZ unless you tell me what your parameters are. I can comfortably say to you that Messi's better than Ronaldo, because man can say, oh yeah, but Ronaldo scored these and this, that and the other, and I can say, cool. In minutes played, Messi and Ronaldo, goals and assists. Messi gets more assists. Messi's a better passer of the ball. Messi's a more accurate shooter of the ball, because when you look at shot accuracy percentages, Messi's is higher. Messi's a better dribbler. Messi is just literally better at everything barring heading, really. Do you know what I mean? Ronaldo's a goal machine, but Messi can drop back. Messi could play in the 6. Messi could play in the 8. Messi could play in the 10. Messi could play on the right. Messi could play on the left. Ronaldo can't do all those things because Ronaldo can't pass, innit? Ronaldo don't have the finesse to do what Messi does. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them ones where Ronaldo's more of a power player, Messi's more of a finesse player, but Messi's football IQ's higher and his all-around game is just better. Like, do you know what I mean? He can play in more positions. He's way more... When people say Ronaldo's more complete, he's only more complete physically. But actually, in terms of ability and what he can do with the ball and how he improves players around him, he's not, bruv. If you look at Benzema, Benzema scored way less goals when Ronaldo was in the team. Messi gets bare assists and people still score goals around Messi. Do you know what I'm saying? When Ronaldo's in your team, usually he's the only guy that scores in it because everything is geared towards him. So it's the same with Yaya Toure and Paul Pogba. A prime Yaya Toure for me is the best midfielder that we've seen in the Premier League, period. Better than Steven Gerrard, better than Paul Scholes, better than all these guys people are talking about. The reason why they don't talk about Yaya Toure like that is, one, because he played for Man City and no one cares about Man City. And two, his name just wasn't sexy like that. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't sexy, but Yaya Toure was picking up the ball and running from the edge of his own box and blamming things in the top corner from 30 yards and that, scoring free kicks, pens, whatever. I think that Paul Pogba technically is the most gifted footballer in the world, in world football, bruv. Both feet, long range passing, dribbling, all of that. But Paul Pogba, he hasn't had an impact on a team the way Yaya Toure had an impact on that Manchester City team. That's what I would say. So it has to be Yaya Toure. Paul Pogba is my favourite player in the game right now. I think he's one of the best footballers I've ever seen, ever. Like when I look at everything he can do. But Yaya Toure won a league title for his team, and the impact he had on the team was ridiculous. Paul Pogba does great things, and yes, it is probably as a result of not being in as good a team, so he hasn't had the same impact. But I just think that Yaya also was a grown man at the time as well, bro. Yaya Toure was in his late 20s. Paul Pogba's only just turned 27. So I think we saw a mature, consistent, like grown man of a Yaya Toure. We haven't seen that of Paul Pogba yet. I believe that Paul Pogba can get to that level where he's performing like that every week in a better team. But for me, Yaya Toure is the best central midfielder that we've seen in the Premier League. And I know a lot of people would disagree with that, and that's fine. But I judge football differently to a lot of people. A lot of people like to see numbers, whatever. I judge football on what can't this guy do? What level is he doing it at? Yaya Toure was unplayable. You know what I mean? He could pass like a Gerrard. He could dribble better than Gerrard and Scholes. He was stronger than both of them. He was quicker than both of them. His shooting was as good as both of them. Do you know what I'm saying? As good as Yaya Toure. Go back and watch some old Yaya Toure because people sleep on him. When you see some of the goals this guy scored from 35 yards, free kicks, like volleys, everything. The geezer had it all. He was the penalty taker. He could just boss a game. He could drive with it. He could defend. He could win headers. He was better in the air than both of them. The geezer was an absolute animal, innit? Let me know what you think about that, guys. Obviously, you don't need to agree. I'm not telling you to agree, innit? But keep it respectful. Jack Pearson, Mr. Macson, have you noticed over the past few weeks how Fred's PR game has risen on the Rashford tip of encouraging and positive tweets after games? He fully entrenching the propaganda, and I'm here for all of it. Absolutely. And Fred's probably got a PR team because Fred's English ain't that good. So you know that Fred's probably got someone controlling his PR. And you know what? PR is very important in football. You lot know personally, I don't really like it. I don't like when players tweet too much, talk too much. I'm just a fan of them just getting on with the game. When I say tweet too much, tweet about whatever you want, but I don't want you to tweet about the game. Whether you played well, you didn't play well. I don't want you to come out and say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't play well. And that, I don't care, innit? You know you didn't play well. We know you didn't play well. Do better next time. And I'm not here for that shit. If you want to do your promotion and all these things, your obligations that you have to do as a sponsored athlete, tweet away. I don't mind. But when it comes to actually sucking up to the fans or making apologies, I just think that it's a slippery slope, because if you embrace all the positivity when you're doing well, when things are going bad, then you have to be active as well, innit? Like, and I just think that a lot of them don't have the skin for it. So I'm not really a fan of it. But Fred, he deserves all the adulation that he's getting right now. His PR has definitely stepped up. And I think that when I was doing the Fred better than Kante and everyone was abusing me, I think now you man can see that he is. And it's not no unpopular opinion no more. It's not an agenda no more, because it's true, blood. But it was always true. It's just that it took people a lot longer to see it. But I'm happy for Pastor Frederick, bruv. And you man know, Fred FC, Martial FC, flipping Pogba FC. I don't care, bruv. When I believe in a player, yeah, I'll stick my neck out for them, innit? Same with Greenwood FC as well, Mason. I don't put my hat behind many players in the team, as you lot know, innit? Anyone can get criticised, but there's certain man, yeah, that I will go out on my sword for, because I see elite quality in them, and those are the four man. Let me know what you think about Pastor Fred's newfound social media love. All right, MUFC London. Do you think Greenwood will be limited, as he will not be able to play as the 9 right now with Martial there, and will not be able to show his true potential? I do not. The reason why I don't, yeah, is that Mason is a young player. All Mason needs is minutes. It doesn't matter where he's playing. He needs experience. If you look at young players like even when Danny Welbeck first broke into the Man United team, sometimes he was played on the wide right, wide left, down the middle. Other examples, Theo Walcott for Arsenal, played out wide for a long time. You just need to get minutes, and Walcott was still bagging from out wide. But invaluable experience from playing minutes. I'm frustrated with Ollie because he's persisting with playing Daniel James ahead of Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood's ready, innit? His goals per minutes ratio suggests he's ready. You don't have to play him every game, but against teams that play a low block, Mason Greenwood's way more effective than Dan James, innit? He's not playing Mason. He's not, innit? Mason's ready. So even if you play Mason wide right, as much as he won't be as involved in the game in a way that he would like, the experience that he would gain from actually just being on the pitch and playing regularly is priceless. So I believe that even if he's not playing as a 9, you still play, man, innit? And I think that he is improving. He's already got the temperament for this Manchester United thing. You can see by the way he celebrates goals, by the way he takes goals. And I just think that he's so young that he's got plenty of time. So let Mason play in it. Whether it's on the right wing, whether it's up front sometimes, whether it's up front in a 2 sometimes. Just give the kid games and he'll show us that he really is the real deal. And for me, the best thing to come out of the academy since Paul Pogba. That's it. And if we're talking about completely homegrown, then Ravel Morrison. Because I believe that Mason Greenwood is way more talented than Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford is, what you're seeing is a lot of hard work and dedication has gone into it. Natural talent, Mason Greenwood is a whole, I'd say even 2 levels above Marcus. What this guy's doing with both feet, I've never seen anything like it. Taking penalties with your right foot, taking free kicks and corners with your left foot. Like, the guy's unreal. The composure, the ability to pick corners out and not thrash at the ball. Even till now, Marcus Rashford smashes through the ball. Mason just finesses it. Like, the guy is different, innit? He's different. There's levels to football. And his level of talent is it's frightening, isn't it? Let me know what you think about young Mace in the description. Well, yeah, in the comments below. And your last but not least, DJ Cavano, if you could bring to our current squad one ex-player of your choice from any era, who would it be? I've answered this before. I'm going to answer it again because I want to double down on a few things. Michael Bloodclot Carrick, bruv. Let me tell you how good Michael Carrick was, yeah? Because certain man, obviously, I love Paul Scholes and that. But in all honesty, the only reason why Paul Scholes ranked ahead of Michael Carrick in a lot of people's feelings is because Paul Scholes scored a lot of important goals and he scored a lot of goals as well. And as a football fan, goals, because of how goals make you feel, they make you love a player more, innit? That's why people don't have the same love for like a Rio Ferdinand as they do for a Wayne Rooney. Even though, in terms of level, Rio was probably at the same level as Wayne Rooney, if not a higher level than Wayne Rooney for a longer period of time. But Rooney scores goals, and that's normal, innit? Michael Carrick had 2 brilliant feet. When it came to passing, he could pass as good as Paul Scholes, if not better, with both feet. He was a better tackler than Paul Scholes. The way he intercepted and read the game was better than Paul Scholes. The only thing that Scholes had on Michael Carrick was shooting. The only thing. That's the only thing he had. And it's mad. Like, Scholes' tight game, like 1-touch, 2-touch game, was definitely better than Michael Carrick's because he's a smaller player, lower centre of gravity, can drop the shoulder, do all of those things. But what Michael Carrick had in terms of reading of the game and controlling the tempo was every bit as good as Scholes. And he was a better physical athlete, better tackler. But because he didn't score goals, and not many goals either, like everyone remembers Michael Carrick, Roma and that, because he just never scored many goals. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's what it was. If Carrick had goals in his games, I believe that people would have him up there with Paul Scholes, or maybe even ahead of him. That's my opinion. It may not be yours again. That's fine, innit? But for me, the way Carrick sat deep, I just think the way he was sitting deep and playing the ball and that, if you had him behind Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, that midfield would probably be the best midfield in the world, in my opinion. I don't think that Real Madrid have a better midfield than that. If them 3 men are playing together, I don't think Barcelona have a better midfield than that. If these men are playing together, don't think Juventus do. Liverpool definitely don't. Chelsea don't. Man City don't. Michael Carrick in that deep lying quarterback role, distributing the ball up to Paul Pogba as the shuttle, and then Bruno Fernandes. Are you flipping mad? That's unreal, innit? In terms of balance, I think that's the only thing this Manchester United team needs. I love Fred. I was going to say Flex. I love Fred, but in terms of overall balance, United would do better with someone like an Ndidi or something to finish off this midfield, to just completely break it up, or a Partey. I think that they need a player like that. And I just think Michael Carrick offers the best of both worlds, breaking up the play, but also the ability and the range of passing to go from deep and go straight into the strike or into the wingers if you want, or just keep it ticking from there. Let me know who you guys are going to say. I know a few of you lot might say Roy Keane as well, which is fair. Do you know what I mean? Let me know what player in general. It could be any position on the pitch. Old school Manchester United, new school. Let me know who you would bring into this team to complete it. And that was your Rants Red Talk, guys. As I said before, let me know total football questions. Any football. It can be international, a different club, Premier League, Bundesliga, whatever. You lot been asking for me to bring it back, so I'm bringing it back. In the comment section, give me your questions. Give me your questions separate from your comments about this video, innit? So put your comments wherever you want to put them, and then put your comments, your questions separate, because it makes it easier for me to read them and differentiate between what's a topic for total football and what's a comment for the video. And I'll go through all of those. As you can see, we got loads of fucking time, innit? Like Quinton Quarantino, man's out here, bruv. But the Rona's not going to stop the vibe. Also, I got my vlog up showing you lot my studio set up in here. So make sure you peep that as well. Bants and Sauce came out on Monday, so you can peep that as well. Flex and Rants came out yesterday, so you can peep that as well. And I'm going to be editing some nine-a-side football from the United Stand FC as well. So I'm going to make sure you guys have got loads of content. Big up for tuning in, and I will catch you in a bit.